Last night as I was entering the studio, I was all prepared to read out the 9 p.m. bulletin, when with just 2 minutes to go, a flash came on the screen. Gauri Lankesh shot dead, breaking news. I was numb. I had planned to do a discussion on the Rohingya Muslims and the deportation issue, when suddenly this news flashes before me. I was numb because I knew Gauri Lankesh. I was numb because I had just spoken to her a couple of days earlier and she had invited me to a progressive writers forum she wanted to hold in Mangalore. I was numb because now that meeting will perhaps never take place. I was numb because I always knew Gauri as a fighter. I disagreed with many of her views, but I admired and respected the fact that she stuck to her guns, that she didn't beat about the bush, that she told you like she saw it. And even when we had our differences, be it on WhatsApp or on phone conversations, it was done in a manner that suggested that we were ready to have a dialogue. Unfortunately, the people who killed her yesterday don't want a dialogue with alternative viewpoints. I don't know who killed her, but what is very clear is that there was a strong message being sent out, that we will silence the voices who we believe are critical of our worldview, whoever they are. Personally, I am angry because a defenseless woman has been killed for holding strong opinions. And that to my mind is unacceptable in a democracy. I'm angry because I have seen this now repeating in a pattern, where whether it is Dabolkar, Professor Dabolkar, Narendra Dabolkar in Maharashtra, Professor Kalburgi in Dharwad, or whether it is Pansare, Govindrao Pansare in Kolhapur, the rationalist voice is silenced and the killers are not caught. There's a BJP government in Maharashtra, a Congress government in Karnataka. They're both culpable in failing to catch the killers. And I fear, and that makes me angry, that will Gauri's killers be caught or not? I'll tell you what makes me even more angry. What makes me even more angry is what I'm seeing happening after Gauri Lankesh's murder. Suddenly there are those who are rationalizing and legitimizing this violence, and doing it in a pernicious, dangerous manner, where you cast aspersions and call Gauri today a Naxalite, a leftist, anti-Hindu, and worse still, anti-national. It's almost as if you have an alternate view on any issue today, be it beef ban or Rohingya Muslims or any polarizing religious issue, and you take a particular viewpoint, you are anti-national now. Gauri was anti-national. Well, let me tell you, if she's anti-national, so am I. I'm not a leftist. Maybe I'm lip-tarred. Maybe I'm a prostitute. You can say what you want to me, but this violence of the mind must stop. This poison of hatred that pits Indian versus Indian, them versus us on every issue, possibly even in the cockfights that we do in television screens, must end. Where if you don't agree with someone's view, you will then with an accusatory tone say you are anti-national. I've said this before. If having alternative views within the constitutional framework is being anti-national, then I am proud to be anti-national. And I am like Gauri Lankesh then too. What kind of a society are we building, my friends? A society built on hate, based on violence, where a defenseless woman is killed in this manner? What is this venom that we have let loose? Why is there this hatred? This was not meant to be the idea of India. We are not meant to be some Hindu Pakistan, where we build hatreds against each other. If Gauri opposed a particular type of politics, oppose her with your debate her on issues. If she brought something out in the Lankesh Patrike, put out your own Patrike, put out your own newspaper. That would be the way to have a debate and dialogue, and a sane, civilized dialogue. Not spewing this hate and venom all the time. Frankly, I'm sick and tired of the politics of right versus left, of the politics of pitting people, Hindu versus Muslim, them versus us all the time. We have to get out of it. Let me tell you why I'm disillusioned and depressed today. This is a tweet that was put out yesterday at 10:44 p.m. on 050917. It was put out by Nikhil Dadich. एक कुतिया कुत्ते की मौत क्या मरी, सारे पिल्ले एक सूर में बिलबिला रहे हैं. This was the tweet with 2 smileys that was put out last night. It doesn't end there, because this gentleman has since deleted his tweet. But what he has not been able to delete is the fact that his profile said at the time that he was someone who was being followed by the Prime Minister of the country, no less. That's right. Don't be surprised. This was the man's profile page, where he says he's a nationalist who is followed by the Prime Minister of the country, proud to be followed by the Prime Minister of the country. On his tweet is what Nikhil Dadjit says. Businessman, garments manufacturer, Hindu nationalist, honored to be followed by PM Shri Narendra Modi. And he puts out a tweet of the kind that I feel embarrassed even to say before you. But that is the reality. And these are the poisonous minds that we need to take out of our society. The Prime Minister must stop following such people. Set an example. There are many more probably out there, because Alt News has put out other names of people who are followed by ministers, by bureaucrats today, who are attacking Gauri Lankesh in this unseemly manner. Almost as if it is fair game that if you are a Naxal sympathizer, or if you are a leftist, or if you're a libtard or a prostitute, then someone can come and gun you down. My fear is that these are the same minds at times who would have probably celebrated Mahatma Gandhi's assassination as well. There was no social media, mercifully, then. And I then asked myself, is this what we want out of India? Gauri was, as a friend put it, mad. But you need madness to be courageous. And she was courageous. She was someone who stood for what she believed in, right or wrong. Today, as I think about her and her gentle soul, I just wonder whether her death for us will be a turning point, a reminder of how far we have moved away from the idea of India and our constitutional values. This is the land of Bapu. This is the land of non-violence and tolerance. This is a multi-faith democracy. Let's preserve it, for God's sake. That's the only way we can pay tribute to my friend Gauri Lankesh. As I think of your gentle eyes and smile, I will smile a bit tonight. Rest in peace, my friend.